Hey, race fans! Man, I'm glad you guys came back to see me. We're going to do Flattery 4, and we're going to wrap Flattery today. And I'm telling you what, everything's going great. Brett, I haven't got any reports from Brett. Evidently, he hasn't got his manure spreader fixed yet. Now, I tell you what, I told him, I said, I'll come up there and we'll modify that sucker. You know, we'll have all the neighbors watching where he's slinging cow shit 60 feet from his manure spreader after I get done modifying it. I'm going to give him a call after the show and find out if he needs some help. But anyway, that's the way it goes. Well, we're into Flattery 4 today. This is going to wrap it up for old Flattery. Oh, yeah. Hey, hi, Louisa. Hey, Grandpa's on TV. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. Anyhow, here we go. Flattery. Yeah, Red Buff Flattery. You know, Watson, 1955 to 1958, he hooked up with John Zink. Them two guys domineered the speedway with chassis and cars, and they won a lot of races. And the thing is, A.J. Foyt, I can't remember exactly what year it was, but he won in the last A.J. Watson chassis. And, you know, Watson and Zink, they built a rear engine job, and I don't really know what happened there. I don't know, but technology has gotten so far advanced in racing that it's pretty hard, you know, with the technology and all. And of course, everybody can go to the sprint car and everything, and we can get back to racing in Indy and Formula One and all them guys. Their engineers can play with what they got. But anyway, that's the way it is today, okay? And anyway, Bob Zirk, now, geez, oh, Peter, I didn't write down the year. 1955, now I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, Zirk, he won the Indy 500. And that was the year that Bill Vukovich got killed. And Bill Vukovich had a big lead, and he flipped on the back stretch, and he went over the wall, and he tumbled, and the car caught on fire, and everything else, and, well, he was dead. Okay, it was a bad day for racing. It was a bad day for all of us. And the thing is, he was on the way to winning 4 Indy 500s, and I think 3 of them back to back. It was unheard of, but his number was up, and God got him back. He's racing up in heaven, I'm sure. Anyway, Bob Zirk, he after the 55 race, him and Watson, them guys, contract dispute, I guess, and they split. And the thing is I can't remember their names, but the guys that was with Bill Vukovich, the guys that made the car go, I can't remember, the Whiz Kids, that's what they were called down at the pits there. They hired Bob Zink at the Speedway before they left after the 1955 race. And the thing is that they hired him, and then Bob got killed at Salem, half mile high bank, and he got killed. And the thing is, that pretty well ended. Kurt was his name. He owned an oil company or something, and he was the guy that was supplying the money. He owned the car and everything that Bill Vukovich drove. And he hung it up. Of course, he got a little sideline going there. He hooked up with some woman that was into racehorses. And he got into racehorses instead of race cars. And he's the only car owner in the history that I know of that has won the Kentucky Derby and the Indy 500. Okay? But anyway, right through there, when Bill got killed in 1955, when the federal government got really all excited, and which they should have been. Then I think there was 50 or 60 people killed in the grandstands at Le Mans that year, and guys were getting killed everywhere, and they was going to ban it. Our federal government was going to ban racing, And that's when safety became a factor, okay? Now we're starting to build safer cars, and we're starting to build cars that a guy can survive in when he hits the wall, or flip it, or whatever. And that's why today the modern fan doesn't see drivers killed as often, okay? It still happens, but it's pretty rare. And it's thanks to all the engineering. And the thing is, with a wreck fatality, the car is banned, or the car is quarantined, I guess you want to call it. And then everybody goes through that car, the officials and everybody. And I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of crew chiefs that have been banned from the sport when they got into these cars and found out what they were doing, okay? And the thing is that, that's good for the sport, actually, because, of course, they'd keep coming. I mean, they keep getting killed out there, and they'd keep coming. I mean, adrenaline, probably the most, well, anyway, that's what it's about. But anyway, Flattery got a ride with Watson and Zink, and he got on the pole, and he led 127 laps and won the 1956 500, he won. And the thing is, his helmet, he had the clover leaf painted on his helmet, and it brought him luck, because you know what? The throttle broke. The throttle broke on the car when he went under the checkered flag to win the Indy 500. But you know what Bob said about that? He said, well, we only build these cars run 500 miles. And he'd say, well, 500 miles, throttle broke, no big deal. But now Flattery was making big bucks, okay? And I mean, he's rolling it in. And he's got his bar and everything. And he's being very successful. And the thing is, then he went to Milwaukee and he won that race that year. And now, I mean, he's really going. His career is on fire. And he got a pair of fifth place finishes thereafter, and he was on the path of winning the national championship. He was on his way, which we're talking not only, whatever, we're talking big money. I mean, and he probably had endorsements and everything else. I mean, the money was rolling in, things were great. He was on the way to a championship. Everything was coming up roses for Red Buff Flattery. And the thing is, then he crashed the Zink dirt car. And I don't know what track he was at or anything, but he crashed the Zink dirt car. And he broke his jaw and his shoulder, but the worst thing that happened was he shattered his arm, and evidently they didn't have arm restraints back then yet, and probably got his arm pinned between the car and the wall, but I don't know the facts on that. But anyway, it shattered his arm. And this was a big problem for his driving. His arm was all messed up. And he missed he failed, he failed his physical in 1958 for the Indy 500. But in 1959, he came back. Now, I don't know who he was driving for. I didn't take the time to research it. But anyway, he came back in 1959. But his arm just wasn't right, and he just couldn't drive the way he used to. And he crashed in the Indy 500. He led a few laps in 1959, but in 1960, he was still, well, he led a few laps, I got that written down. But anyway, 1960, he was still getting bone grafts in his arm, trying to fix it. And I don't know how many bone grafts he got. I don't know. I just don't know. But anyway, he was still trying. And then in 1963, Buffer Red slipped away from the racing world. And there he goes. He didn't die. He just slipped, he just wasn't racing no more. He gave it up. And he went back to his bar and to his pub, and he was running it and everything. And you know, that's what he was doing. And then he raced pigeons to fill his burning desire to race. He raced pigeons to fill that hole, plus run his bar and everything. Because you know what, a racer, we just can't live without racing. I mean, I can't either. I can't, up till now, since thanks to flow racing and everything, my racing never stops. But it used to, and I used to go, you could ask Connie, I'd go into depression. There's no racing going on, okay? And it affected me, but now we got flow racing, dirt vision, and everything. And NASCAR's really let me down. They really let me down. I was a big NASCAR guy. I don't want to go through the list, but I was a big NASCAR guy. I used to go to races in the 90s and everything. We just had a ball there and a blast, but you know what? Them SOBs chased us away because they don't want us, because they want the elite in the crowd, a bunch of scumbags. That's all the elite is a bunch of scumbags. Just look what they represent and what they do. And what they support, you make you want to puke. But anyway, that's who they wanted, and that's fine with us because we go short track racing. And guess what? The stands at the NASCAR shows are empty, or not empty, but short, and they're pulling out the grandstands and they're selling them to short tracks. Plymouth Speedway right over here has got tracks from grandstands from Daytona. I heard Michigan. The ones they took down in Michigan that was in 3 and 4, they took down. They went to speedways, short tracks. And guess what? Us scumbags, us lowlifes, and everything else that you don't want are filling them, okay? And your product's going down the tubes. You better wake up. I only know 2 people in my life that could screw up anything any worse than you guys have. It's sad, okay? I still follow NASCAR. I used to watch at least 3-4 races a week. The Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, all them things. I don't watch NASCAR anymore. I did watch the Daytona 500, but I've been watching that since 1960 something. But I'm a guy that used to watch 4 races a week and I don't even turn it on. It's a bunch of garbage, okay? But you take flow racing, man, oh man, it's fantastic. And the smart thing that NASCAR has done is now they got their late models and street stocks and mini stocks. They're televising them on flow racing, and I'm telling you, them are damn good races and they're well covered. Flow racing is a bargain, okay? And in Dirt Vision too, and they follow the Outlaws and everything. That's who Brett watches on. He's got both. He's got Dirt Vision and he's got Flow Racing, and he calls me up and harasses me and pisses me off and everything else. But that's the way me and him are. We're good friends though, okay? We're good friends. He's a great guy, believe me. And we have so much fun together, poking fun, and he's a real turdster, okay? And he loves riling me up. But anyway, that's racing. Flattery, that's racing. That's what racing's all about. You stick it on the line, you put it on the line, and you get out there. And you even help your competitor, in the pit, but boy, we get on the track, we're talking, heck, we go fishing together. Well, just like me and Brett. Shoot, we're good friends till you get us to a racetrack, and then we start arguing and what, and well, we really don't, but he just loves irritating me. He just does. That's just Brett. He was I wish I would have known him back when I followed the side sprints. But anyhow, I'm running out of a lot of time. I gotta go. I got so many things to do. And everything's going great here. And the show's doing great. And gosh darn it, now once again, I didn't say Little Loose and all that crap. But my problem is it just isn't important to me, okay? What's important to me is you. That's what's important to me, because I can come down here and talk to you guys. And then I can tell my racing stories and stuff. And, you know, I don't give a hoot about a thumb and a this and that and a subscription and all that crap. But if you would please push the subscription button for me, you know, because these guys back here, geez, and they're nice guys, don't get me wrong, okay? I mean, they're nice guys. They got a business to run. I understand. I got a track to run. I understand what it's all about, okay? I just, you know, and Bud's on my butt and Fred's on my butt and everybody's on my butt about all this crap, but it doesn't mean anything to me, okay? So, hey, thanks for watching, guys. I got to get going. You know my motto. You know, you're going down the street, see somebody, say hi. What the hell? It don't cost you nothing. Hey, it's a great day, or man, that's a nice shirt, or whatever. And when your waitress come, you know, be nice to her and tell her how good she looks and la-di-da-da, and how hard she works, especially nowadays. These people that are working nowadays are true Americans. They're true Americans, the ones that are working right now. They're true Americans. The rest of them duds, they can sit and pull their pud, far as I'm concerned. They ain't worth a hoot. Okay? But the people that are out here working and serving us and providing us services and everything else, my hat's off to you. You are real Americans, not them duds that are sitting in their chair whining and pissing and moaning and collecting a check from the God. I'm going to get wound up. I can't do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This show is not about that. So anyway, when you're going down the road or whatever, you know, say hi and everything. Just, hey, just make somebody's day. Just make somebody's day better than it was. Thanks for watching, you guys. I really, really appreciate it. See you next time.